Hey everyone, Trey Llewellyn here. Wanted to do a quick video, well probably not very quick after I get into it, but a good video on project managers, virtual assistants, how to hire those, what we're kind of doing right now. So we just got off the conference call and my immediate reaction was I need to do two things today. I need to get going on my lists. I need to find Facebook lists that are just rocking and rolling and with high engagement, people are talking about it, things like that. And then two was to find my project manager, my virtual assistants, what exactly am I going to do and how I'm going to find them. So the first thing I did was I farmed out the Facebook list to go to Sean. So I said, Sean, how about you rock and roll on the farm list, or not the farm list, the Facebook list, the LinkedIn list, and start getting some good categories rocking and rolling. Because we were right on with our rules, which was 25,000 up to 300,000 with 25% engagement or more, and it was not monetizing their list. So the next thing, my part that I want to take on was to find a project manager. Now, if you guys know me, on a personal level, you know that I do a lot of things and I do a lot of outsourcing with my companies. The biggest people that I deal with the most is Get Friday. But in this case, in this scenario, we're working on a little different terms where you can't pay them up front. We don't have money to pay them. It's going to be on a commission base only. So the commission is the 40-40-10 split. So 40% to the list provider, 40% to Sean and myself, and then 10% to the project manager. Once the project manager delivers and we feel comfortable with them and we can say, hey, you know what, you guys are rocking it, we're going to up you to 20% because I feel that's fair. I mean, their success is on our success, and it's just a full circle of fun. And if they're not succeeding, then we're not succeeding, and vice versa. So it really came down to being honest, and that's what it's all about. You have to be honest with this stuff because this is someone you want for the long haul. This isn't someone who does a lot of work for you and they're like, hey, you know what, this isn't for me, and then you got a bad rep out there and your name's going all over Facebook, and you don't want that. So how did I start finding virtual assistants? The biggest thing that I wanted to do, I said, okay, let's go to Elance, let's go to Odesk, let's go to Fiverr, and then I started really thinking about that, and I was like, no, that's what I want the project manager to do. Because I want the project manager someone I can have a need-to-need conversation with. So what's that mean? That means that I can actually sit down with them at a table and I can talk with them and we can kind of suggest and I can draw up things and we can eliminate processes and create structure, create a plan and develop something. So I wanted them to be in the St. Louis area. So now that I've made that decision, I have to find them. And what I did was, I feel not very clever, but it was a suggestion I was given a long time ago, and I use it monthly, I really do, to get advice, and it's through Facebook. And all I do is, I'll put the script below, but it's very simple. I said, need your help. That's the first thing I put up, is need your help, colon, and then I ask my question. When I do question, or when I say need your advice, that doesn't really get that much response for some reason, but need your help does. So people feel obligated to help you, and it's an amazing thing. It's a beautiful thing because the more help I can get, the better it is because everybody knows that Trey needs a lot of help. So put on Facebook, need your help, colon, looking for a VA, and then I put in parentheses, virtual assistant. In case they don't know what VA means. In the United States, inside the United States, who can I call? And that's all I did. And then I put a question mark, and I said go. And within about an hour's time, I had about 10 to 11 comments. Granted, I have 1,800 friends on Facebook, so yours might be a lot more than that, and it might be smaller than that. But it was a start, and it was all that I needed. And let me turn my phone on silent here. So that's all I needed, and I went out to Facebook, and so I got 10 comments of who I should talk to, and so I started calling all these people. And I talked to each virtual assistant, each project manager, because in my eyes, this is going to be the person who's farming out everything. And they need to be very knowledgeable in web development, Office Autopilot, Infusionsoft, Aweber, ClickBank, GoDaddy, Bluehost, All those programs, I need them to be extremely familiar with because I don't have the time to teach them. I don't have the time to sit down and talk with them step by step on how this stuff works. If I did, I might as well just be the dang project manager and do it myself. So that's not the concept here, because the concept is to build an army. Project manager, project manager, project manager, project manager, teams, 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 you. So you see how that works, right? Okay. Now, we only want one project manager right now because we're definitely not ready for the army. So we only need one. And that was the biggest thing to do today, was to find that one. And I from the 10, I picked 8 and I started calling. And I mean, I was honest. I was blunt. I was honest. I was truthful, because you have to be. This is for the long haul, guys. Don't fake promise these people, because they will hold you to those promises, and when those are not met, they don't see you as being a true person. You know, it's weird sometimes to tell them, like, hey, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay you for 3 months. That's awkward for some people. And it was a little awkward for me, because I'm used to paying people like right on the dime before they even do the work. So it was weird saying that, because I felt that they would say a quick no. But here's something I got to tell you is, if you're afraid that someone's going to say no to you, and you're afraid that by not calling them, or by calling them, they're just going to hang up on you and say no. If you don't call them, you have a 100% success rate of them saying no. 100% success rate. But if you do call them, you have a substantially less chance of them saying no. I hope that's very clear to you, because we're meeting like eye to eye right now. Like, this is legit information. So I called them, and I'm basically walking you guys through the phone calls. And so the phone calls lasted an hour. I don't know if this video will last an hour, but it might. So I called them. You know, hey, this is Trey. I got your name from such and such. Yes, oh yeah, I love them. That's great. And I said, hey, I am going to present you with an opportunity, and it might be an opportunity that you're not used to getting, but hopefully you're open-minded to see what this is all about, and I'd like to walk you through it. Do you have about an hour, a 30 minutes an hour? And all of them said, yeah, what do you got? What do you got? So the very first thing I would say, and I would ask them, do you understand any of these? Aweber, Office Autopilot, Infusionsoft, Odesk, Elance, Fiverr, Bluehost, GoDaddy. Do you understand any of those? Does ClickBank? Does any of those ring a bell? If their answer was no, I don't know what those are, it was a click. And I didn't click on them, of course. I said, hey, you know what? This is not for you. Unfortunately, I need someone who is very tech savvy and knows how to develop websites, is good with WordPress, all that stuff. Unfortunately, this is you might not fit the bill on this situation. But do you know anybody that might know that stuff? This is very tech savvy. And I gotta tell you, I got numbers. I got phone numbers every time I asked for a referral. And I called those, and man, they were right on. They were right on. I called them. I said, hey, first question is, do you know any of this stuff? Office Autopilot, went through the whole thing. Yeah, I got accounts and all that stuff. Perfect. You passed question number 1. Congratulations. That was the first vault. That was the first filter. So here we are coming down this filter, and we're still way up here, right? That first level. So second level was, okay, excellent. Second question is, I'm going to tell you about an idea that I have, and it's called a toll booth idea. One side you got the clients, toll booth in the middle. Other side you have the product. The idea here is to sell the product to the list. And so I would walk them through the step-by-step process of how that all works. And you guys know by now, by following the blog, of how it all works. So I would tell them, I would describe that to them. And then I would get down to the payment plan. I would say, okay, so here's what's in it for you, because that's what they're thinking. What's in it for me? Why are you calling me on this? How much am I going to get paid? That's exactly what they're thinking. So I said, here's what's in it for you. 10% off the net. Okay? Not 10% off the gross, 10% off the net. Make sure you guys keep that in mind. So if the project, so in this case is 50,000, because that's obviously the website name, 50,045 days. If we meet that $50,000 and it costs us $1,000 to create website content, PLR documentation, web access, Office Autopilot, all that stuff, you are going to get paid 10% off the net. So we're going to take the gross minus what we paid, get the net. So we paid $1,000, we made $50,000, so we're at $49,000. So you get a 10% split of that $49,000, you get $4,900. Once you prove yourself to us, once you're a badass marketer and you know what you're doing, you're an awesome project manager, you've farmed out all this stuff to Elance, Odesk and stuff like that, and you're running wild, we're going to bump you up to 20%, which is fair, because that's what you should do. Do not be greedy with this, guys. I mean, there's a very good potential of you be able to make a lot of money with this, and again, it's not a get-rich scheme, and I told them that. The idea here is to build a wealthy business, but definitely not a get-rich scheme business, because it's not going to work like that. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. It'll probably take 6 months to a year to really develop and really get our momentum going. And I described that by a steam engine. And I said, it's like a steam engine. When those old steam engines started up, I mean, that big wheel started really slowly to crank. But once it started to crank, once there was momentum, once there was, a lot of people rocking and rolling, and there was money coming in, and everything was going, and there was a lot of momentum, and man, here we go. Here's that freight train. Boom, gone. So that's the idea here, right? To start that momentum. Get the momentum going. Third thing. Are you in? Are you in it? What do you think? What are your thoughts? That's when the questions would come. How long do you think it'll be till we get paid? 2 to 3 months. Because ClickBank holds it for 60 days anyways. But you get to see how much is coming in. I mean, it's going to be right there on the screen. You have $50,000 waiting on your approval. ClickBank holds it for 60 days for returns. What else? So that was basically the biggest thing. Here's kind of a cool concept I did. Oh, the other question is, how many hours per day? I said 3. And I was very lenient on that because I'm hoping it'll only take an hour and a half to 2 hours. But I wanted to say 3 just to judge them and see kind of exactly where they were, if they could hold those hours. I mean, what they're investing is time. And you have to let them know that there's going to be a lot of time to invest at first, because we're building these templates. We're building a framework. We're building a foundation. And once we have all those together, when we do the second group, we just copy it and place it, replace the text. Here's golfing membership sites. Here's golfing platforms. Boom, done. All you gotta do is take that whole framework, replace it. You can do whatever. Fishing, fitness, airplanes, whatever. Keep copying it. So it's that first one that takes a lot of time, a lot of momentum to get built up. So what I was getting to was, the neat thing is I made a list of all the people that I called. So I spent about 4 to 5 hours on this stuff, because some were pretty quick hang-ups. And then I had a lot, people that I want to talk to an hour for. I really wanted to gauge them because I'm interviewing them. I mean, they're going to be working with us for quite a while here. So I want to make sure that they were the best fit for us. So what I did, I put their name and phone number, and then I rated them. I gave them a rating of 1 to 10 of how well qualified that I thought they were for this project. And like I said, I found 2 candidates who were top 10s, and they just hit it right on the button. They've been dealing with this stuff. They've actually done some of this stuff in the past. They were very familiar with it. And the other thing is I made it very direct that I do not have time to teach you this stuff. I can't teach you this stuff. I need you to be a thoroughbred and just say, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out. I got this. And these people are out there, okay? So make sure you understand that these people are out there. And I have a list of 10, and I found 2. That's pretty good odds. 1 out of 5? That's pretty excellent. So I found 2 that, we're going to talk to, we're going to call back, and we're going to say, hey, I hope you're still up for the opportunity, and we wanted to take you on, bring you on as our pilot group, and rock it out. Have a really good time, because this is one hell of an opportunity for them, and it's going to really, show their success, and it's going to take them on a linear level of learning curve. Excellent. So that's it. That's pretty much the conversation I had with them. And I would say, let me give you a call, because we're just interviewing people and just rocking it out. And we'll give you a call in a couple days, because we're making this decision very fast. We're doing a two-day call, and Friday we're making a decision. So you guys will be aware of who that decision is. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next blog.